the people in video podcasting focus on controversial topics, but controversial topics that are not a threat to the socialites' capital agenda. This whole Trump and Epstein thing, in my mind, is just a puppet play in the media to distract you away from what they don't want you to know about. Nothing is ever going to come of this Trump-Epstein thing in the media, right? That is irrelevant. Epstein is over with, right? It's just an area of controversy that they can keep you interested in as a way to hide you away from what they don't want you to know. So let's talk about what they don't want you to know about. Miscarriage, inevitability in women's mixed martial arts. Miscarriage in women's mixed martial arts. Abortion in women's MMA. Abortion for the money profits of prize fighting. The UFC industrializing abortion. Right? That's what they don't want you to know about or think about or talk about. That narrative, the miscarriage inevitability in women's MMA narrative, is a threat to the socialites' capital agenda. And so they will focus on things that have already been concluded. Things like Trump and Epstein. Things like Israel versus Palestine, right? As I said, nothing is going to come of the Trump-Epstein thing. All this talk about, oh, they're going to release some new files, it's going to prove that Trump is the bad guy, nothing's ever going to come of that. That is just a way to distract you away from something like miscarriage inevitability in women's MMA. Let's talk about miscarriage inevitability in women's MMA real quick. Corinne Law from Boise. Look up that story. Corinne Law from Boise. So, Corinne Law from Boise found out she was 3 months pregnant into a training camp for a fight. She pulled out of the fight. The baby survived without injury. If that happened before, that same thing will happen again, but it won't always have the best possible case scenario outcome of that unfortunate situation, right? Meaning, per populative quantity increase, miscarriage and abortion will happen in women's mixed martial arts.